I'm Kathy Clarke, and I've been asked to share a few words with you. It looks like I've got a lot of paper here, but it's quite short actually. So just want to fill you in a little bit about myself. I'm the youngest of 5 children, and I was the last one living at home. There was a big gap between all my older siblings and myself. I was told at one stage I was the child to try and keep my mum and dad's marriage together. I came home from school, Whitebridge High School, and I was either in first or second year. I'm not really sure about that. When I came home, my mum was in her bedroom and she was obviously distressed, and some of her friends and our local doctor were there. And when I went in to see what was happening in the bedroom, one of Mum's friends closed the door on me and sort of pushed me away, so I didn't know what was happening. So I found out then that my dad had left home on that day, and he wanted a divorce, and I loved my dad very much, and this was really overwhelming for me. The next morning, my mum had gone early. I don't know where she went or what was happening, and I'd been awake pretty much all the night, and I was trying to comprehend just what was happening. I just wanted to sleep and not think about it, and so I did a bit of a silly thing. I went into our kitchen, and Mum had all her pills there, and I took a handful of pills. And I want to sort of reinforce to you, it was not to harm myself. I was just a young girl, tired, that didn't know how to cope, and I just wanted to sleep for a little while. There was nothing harmful about what I had thought I was doing. So, I just wanted to sleep for a while. So I just want to reinforce that to you. So that morning, my eldest sister had phoned to talk to my mum to see how she was. And I answered the phone, but I don't know what I was saying. Because I'd taken these pills, I was probably talking gibberish. And so I woke in the hospital. And I remember very little of this. So going forward, my mum was a leading clairvoyant in Newcastle, and it was a bit entertaining because she often had the police come to our home to help out with any problems they may have had, or see if with her clairvoyant stuff she might be able to put them on a lead or whatever. And that was a little bit entertaining, and I thought it was quite funny. Quite a few years later, I was out with some girls, and I saw this good-looking guy, and he took my eye from across a hotel we probably should not have been at that time. I'm sure I was underage, but it was good fun to be there anyway. So a little while later, I went out with some girlfriends, and again, I saw this guy, and he was also there with some of his friends. His name is Bob Clarke. He led me to learn about God. We attended the Hamilton Seventh-day Adventist Church. His sister Jeanette McDean, you may have known her as some of you, gave me a Bible, which is now very well read and has pretty much fallen apart. But we were baptised there together. And later on, as the years passed, we joined Wallsend Church, and I became involved with women's ministry. And our boys got involved with Pathfinders, and we did lots of trips and got involved with that. And our sons are Matthew and Damien Clarke, for any of you who might know them, who are now, one's 38 and the other's 40. So that time's gone on. But we enjoyed Pathfinders in all that time. A few years ago, I was driving home from the hair salon at Cardiff, where I worked. And as I drove, my vision changed like a kaleidoscope in your eyes, and I couldn't understand what was happening, and all of this was going on. I was trying to drive but didn't really know what I was doing. When I eventually got home, the Bob called an ambulance for me, and I went to hospital, and I ended up in the John Hunter. My speech was very confusing, and my memory of this is all a bit hit and miss, and my memory's still pretty hit and miss. But I know that God is still helping me. I want to personally thank Jeff Guy and Pastor Ben Ray for supporting Bob and I when I was going through this when I was in the hospital. They gave me strength through prayer and gave me encouragement. And I will be forever grateful for God's leading in my life and gifting me with my husband Bob and his family. Lastly, I just want to share something a little bit humorous with you, going back to my mum. There was a column in the Newcastle Herald every morning. Topics is what it was called. And the fellow who writes this article wrote this. His house companion said she had an appointment to see the clairvoyant today, but when she got there, the clairvoyant was unavailable to see her because the clairvoyant's daughter was in hospital about to have a baby. And that was me, and that was my son Damien. The fellow wrote, "Wouldn't you think the clairvoyant would have known that before she made the appointment?" I continue to be forever grateful for God's blessings in taking care of our family and leading us every day. And I want to share my favourite verse with you. It's Psalm 116. I love the Lord because he hears my voice and my prayer for mercy. Because he bends down to listen, I will pray as long as I have breath. Amen. Thank you for the opportunity to share.